Affordability, quality, and style of a watch often don't intersect. Normally, an affordable watch lacks the quality and finishing materials. The style of a watch can also dictate something like cost. A field watch or a dive watch would be more affordable than something like a perpetual calendar or GMT. Then there's quality. Using better materials, finishing, style of the dial, these demand higher prices. Here is the watch that has all three. Has quality, affordability, and style when it comes to the watch. This is an automatic world timer that's under $100. Today, we're looking at the Welly Merck world timer. Welcome to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is all things random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. Got that random stuff coming down the pipeline. If you're here, hit the subscribe button. It's free. It really does help the channel. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and let's dive right into the hands-on portion of this review. As always, details first, and then my opinions, my pros and cons at the very end. This comes in at 41 millimeters in diameter, a case thickness of just over 12, a lug-to-lug or total overall footprint of 49 millimeters, and a lug width here or a strap width of 20 millimeters. So I am going to toss this on a chase strap at the very end so you see what it looks like off of this bracelet. 316L stainless steel, solid stainless steel, high polished bezel, brushed case finishing with chamfered edges that flow into this 5-link bracelet. Brushed along the outside, high polish alternating on the inside, coming down to a butterfly clasp. It does offer solid end links for the bracelet, and you can see it has an open case back for this 21 jewel Miyota movement. Clearly what makes this watch extremely appealing, not only the affordable price of around $100 on AliExpress, but it's that dial. The dial is the globe or the world from the top down. The North Pole being the center. This is North America, Alaska, Russia, Asia, Europe, and then Africa along the side. You can see there's declination lines or the latitude and longitude that you'd see on a globe. Around the outside chapter ring, you see plus hours and minus hours along the chapter ring. Then just beyond that, you can see the cities around the world in which the time zones are referencing. One of the things I do love about this watch the most is the lume that they used. I'm going to show you right here what it looks like from a basic in the light to lume. And one of the things I love is the fact they used two different types of lume in this watch. They used blue lume to represent the world, then green lume around the outside chapter ring for the plus. Then you can see green along the hour and minute markers. The second hand has a red tip, so it's slightly more visible on the dial, but really this dial it's got a lot going on. It's extremely busy and it is hard to read when it comes to the time. Now this does have a dead flat piece of sapphire glass. Don't think it's air coating. I looked into it, couldn't find anything. And it does have their brand on the crown right here. It does have a secondary crown at the 2 o'clock position, the standard timing crown at the 4 o'clock position, and this right here makes it more of like a compressor style watch where you can rotate that chapter ring along the inside, adjusting those time zones. Now this is a non-screw down crown. Pull it once and you can see that it has a date window at the 3 o'clock position, and you can rotate the date, pull it again, and then you can adjust the hours. You can see here that it is a hacking and hand windable time and date only. And for being a Miyota, I mean, it's exactly what you expect. So as I reach the 11 o'clock position, you'll see the date start to change over. Hold on. Right there. And then finally at the 12 o'clock, it pops over. So not a quick change function, but you wouldn't really expect something like that. on a watch that's under $100. 50 meters of water resistance, which is actually pretty decent for a non-screw down crown and a watch at this price point. Let's go ahead and toss it on my 7¼ inch wrist. And here's the watch on my 7¼ inch wrist. You can see that the 41 millimeter case diameter is not overly big. However, this footprint of 49 does sit a little prominent on the wrist. If you have medium size to large wrists like I do, this watch may be a great travel companion. If your wrist is slightly smaller, it's probably going to look like a large, bright, lean Navitimer on your tiny wrist. That being said, the bracelet fits quite nicely for me. No half links on this bracelet into the butterfly clasp. This is going to cause a lot of issues for a lot of people because a lot of times with these butterfly clasps, you just can't get the adjustments perfect. So what I would recommend if you don't care about this see-through case back, getting something like the watch backs by Chase Straps, my own personal watch strap company, like this. This is just a 1 millimeter EVA foam pad that sticks to the back of your watch. These are like $5 and you get two, a 1 millimeter and a 2 millimeter, and it gives just enough room so that when you do have that integrated bracelet that's a little loose, it gives you 1 to 2 millimeters of micro adjustment on the inside. So it's not overly tight and it's not overly loose. Now, what do you guys think about this world timer? Do you like it? Do you hate it? One of the things that I do like is just what they offer for the price point that they offer. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's not often that you see affordability, quality, and then the style of the watch all intersect, right? There's always costs cut somewhere, and I think that of course they cut the cost for this watch in something like the Miyota movement, right? No decorations, nothing like that on the back end. And of course, I'm sure if I really zoom in and look at the dial, there's probably quality control issues too. That's just the name of the game when you look at affordability. There's only so much a watch company can give you at a price point of $88 to $100 on AliExpress on one of their sales. That being said, this is a great jump in, a great something to dip your toes in if you like the idea of a world time. For me, it's not necessarily my cup of tea because it's just overly too busy for me. I like something simplistic. There are some things like some skeleton dials that I really do appreciate. Something like the Aventi Sapphire Skull is very busy on the dial. However, I love that. This, however, I think is just too much for my own personal taste. Now, I like the idea of putting a globe or especially a loomed globe on a dial. I like the declination lines for the longitude and latitude. I think that was done very well. And I think that if you travel a lot, this would be a pretty cool watch to travel with. And if something happens to it, if it breaks, you're only out $100. You're not out $1,000. And if you truly do love the more high-end luxury world timers, well, this is a great option to see if you truly do like it before you spend a bunch of money and then end up regretting it. Now, what do you guys think about the watch? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'm interested to see what you guys think about the watch. As always, if you've made it this far, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment of the content you guys would like to see. Got a lot of stuff, like I said, coming down the pipeline, and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.